Everybody come on in. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Madam Prezident morning show. You got to play my theme song. Let me play it for you real quick. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's the Madam Prezident morning show. I am so glad to have the opportunity to be with you again on today. I hope everybody is having a good week. We pulling it through. It's Thursday, and we're here. We're doing it again and again and again. You know what? I love that theme song too so much. I feel like I could run it back like a DJ as I'm trying to learn how to do all these different things in the morning. I just would like to say that, producing your own morning show is awesome. Give it up for me. All right, so I just want to go ahead and hop on in. We got a few things that we're going to talk about today. Of course, it's no joke out here. I saw this online and it was just kind of up. Here I go, forgetting that before we do anything, we must first pray. God, we thank you so much for waking us up this morning. Thank you for starting us on our way. Thank you for allowing us to see today. Not everybody has that privilege. God, we ask that you come into our lives, come into our day, come into our hearts, allow us to reflect your grace, allow who you have allowed us to be in the best way to show up today. We thank you for everything. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. You know, I'm always praying for you because I want the best for you. If you are in America, especially, and I know for a fact, if you in America and you Black, I know that you be going through some things in this country. And there's just so many different things that we go through, but the Most High is, you know, gracious and glorious, and we give him all the praise. That's just number one. Number two, can we talk about the kids? I know that you all think that Madam President is always complaining about kids, but no, I'm really complaining about the parents. I'm complaining that the parents are not doing what they're supposed to do with their children. And that affects our entire community. It's not a me thing. It's a we thing, okay? It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. Put that in the chat for me. It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. Everybody put that in the chat. It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. You all need to keep that in your mind, even as you go through, as you navigate the day, as you go and be at home with your family. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing. You have to ask ourselves, are we being teammates? Are we being team players? You know, I played basketball, and one thing about winning is everybody have to do their part. So that's something that I like people to do, even on a social, economic level, financially, emotionally. We all have to do our part. We all have a responsibility. All right, let's move on. I saw this, and I have to share this with you. This is going to shock you, okay? It's going to shock you. You're not really going to, let me show you this right here. It's going to shock you. You're not really going to be prepared for this right here. Let me show you. All right, let me go here. All right.
Send my nieces some bottles to their table, okay? So yesterday, Upper Room hosted its first ever kid brunch, and let's just say the kids did not come to play, okay? With the bottle popping, all the dancing, champagne corn, apple cider, they had a ball. The food was amazing, the vibes were crazy, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. I almost forgot my nephews to send my nieces some bottles to their table, okay? So yesterday, Upper Room hosted its first ever kid brunch, and let's just say the kids did not come to play, okay? With the bottle popping, all the dancing, champagne corn, apple cider. They had a ball. The food was amazing, the vibes were crazy, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. I almost forgot my nephews to send my nieces some bottles to their table. Okay.
This being a problem, can we talk about how we don't want children mimicking adult behavior that's not even the best behavior? I just want to say there is nothing about us going to brunch, popping bottles, that is essential to our quality of life, okay? That means that there's nothing special about us going to brunch, popping bottles, pouring champagne. The fact that we as a people think that this is a blueprint is challenging to me, because you already know, I told you last week, Elon Musk them headed to Mars. They working on a whole new planet. And you got a 10-year-old in the club with the lights off, dancing, and got champagne apple juice. And this is what they consider to be excitement. This is problematic to me. And the reason that I think it's problematic is because why do you believe that this is a high vibration for your child? You don't think your child has the ability to do more than that? You don't think your child has the ability to create a different perspective of fun besides what you do online? Like, come on now. I think that the children deserve better than that. I think the children deserve better than that. Also, I just want to say, if you just getting in, I'm Madam President. This is the Madam President Morning Show. You all to take a moment and text the word Queens to 87948. Again, text the word Queens to 87948. Also, this is brought to you by FlyNubianMoney.com. You should sign up. FlyNubianMoneyClub.com. I'm sorry, there are two. FlyNubianMoney.com as well. Don't forget about the Black Business School. If you are interested in informing yourself, educating yourself, I believe you should check out the Black Business School. All right, so let's just continue to talk about this, because what I want to show you is you have, young Black children that are imitating their parents, their families, and enjoying themselves. And some people will say, well, this is just innocent. This is innocent. There's nothing wrong with this. And the reality is there is something wrong with this, because young people have the ability to determine and decide what they consider to be fun, But here comes our adult influence sharing with them, well, this is what fun is like. This is what's fun. Turn the lights down. Let's get you some bottles, and, let's have some brunch. And no, kids, they can create a different set of fun. Okay. That's just number one. But I wanted to show you, to go a step even further. I want to show you what the Chinese are doing with their children. Okay. Now, don't get offended, but this is what they're doing with their children. All right.
Approach keeps kids super excited to come to daycare, eager to try new things. What are your kids doing with their time? Forget everything you know about daycare. In China, childcare is on a whole new level. By the age of 3 or 4, kids are already taking on adult responsibilities. They're doing laundry, cooking their meals, and cleaning up after themselves. Each child has their own mini oven where they cook their daily meals. They even sew their own bedding and clothes. Plus, they're learning to juice, make pottery, and do crafts. Girls get to experiment with makeup and hairstyling. This approach keeps kids super excited to come to daycare, eager to try new things. What are your kids doing with their time? Forget everything you know.
This is an example that is showing you that in other countries, children is preparing. They are preparing to have your children to be at work for them. At a young age, this is daycare. What I showed you, what the young Black children was at the club, they 10 and 12. What I just showed you with the Chinese kids, doing unified things, learning how to do valuable things. Home economics as a 3 and 4-year-old, okay? I showed you this. This is not from my mind. This is the reality. So as they continue to do home economic things in daycare, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're sewing, they are building things, they are advanced. This is the thing that we don't think about though as a people, because here's the hardcore reality. We're not thinking about it, but there's constant people. There are people that are constantly thinking about what to do with our young boys. They have business meetings on what to do, how many prisons to build. But we are not giving them the skill set to combat what's on the outside. If we are telling them, we're giving them this very BS, nonchalant, non-productive behavior. All right? So that's just number one. We need to do better in that place. All right, don't forget, this is the Madam Prezident Morning Show. Tell somebody about it. Text the word Queens to 87948. Don't forget to text the word Queens to 87948. This is important. Make sure you all do that. Text the word Queens to 87948. Also, this is brought to you by flynubianmoney.com. flynubianmoney.com. Don't forget to go there, check out all the different products that we have. This is sometimes you all wonder why you can't find a news segment that talk about white supremacy, because we don't support we support what's mainstream. What's independent, we frown upon it. But let me just tell you something. A lot of people need to come to realize, even you in your own daily responsibilities, come to realize that the world is shifting. The idea that the Fortune 500 company is taking care of its employees is out of here. That's just number one. So you will find more and more independent everything. And I think as a people, we should constantly support that. That's number one. Also, this story right here is one of the most challenging stories I've ever had, I've ever experienced in all of my years of looking up stories and news. This is a story about a young girl by the name of Zaniyah Harris. I'm going to play the video so you can see, and then I'm going to also play a video that I give a quick breakdown on it. If you're not following me on Instagram and social media, you should be. My name is Madam Prezident on all social media platforms. That's just number one. So I'm getting this. So here's the story right here, the story of missing teen Zaniyah Harris, but there has been an update.
7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig spoke to some family members who gathered outside a Wayne County courthouse.
Some of Zaniyah Harris's loved ones say they have no doubt who was responsible for the teen being missing, a man who is no stranger to the family.
I believe that this was about to come out, that he had an inappropriate relationship with Zaniyah.
Sexually
assaulting her.
13-year-old Zaniyah Harris was last seen 4 months ago getting off a school bus on Detroit's east side, and extensive searches by police have turned up nothing. Her family is fractured, with some believing the boyfriend of a close relative did something to her. Do you think he had been sexually abusing her?
Yes, he's been in prison for being a child predator.
The 41-year-old man some of Zaniyah's relatives believe is responsible is a registered sex offender. He spent about 10 years in prison for.
So this story has advanced. It has become more progressive, but I wanted to introduce you to the story of Zaniyah Harris. There has been more evolution regarding this story, and let me show you just some of other things that came out regarding this story right here. Let me play this for you.
This man to the top right, his name is Jarvis Butts. He was dating this little girl's auntie. And while he was dating the auntie, he began to have a relationship with the 13-year-old niece, Zaniyah Harris. Now, in this relationship, they began to be sexually active. In the relationship, he picked her up from school. He did everything that's inappropriate for a 41-year-old man to do with a 13-year-old girl. So Zaniyah is under the impression that she has a boyfriend. Zaniyah is under the impression that she has a lover. And the judge said to him, it is very clear that love is something that Zaniyah will never experience.
I want to show you all what the judge said to this man, because the judge in this particular case, she's a Black woman. And when she got the case, she said she was trying to hear if this man, who was the boyfriend of an auntie, he was the boyfriend of an auntie, and they're both in their 40s. And he began to have a relationship with the auntie's 13-year-old niece, okay? Now, within the parameters of this relationship, him and the 13-year-old girl, they're having sex. They think, the young girl think they go together. This is why this is one of the reasons as a people, we're trying to separate ourselves from the nonsense. If you a grown man in your 40s and you don't have the cognizance, the emotional, the intellectual ability to not have an attraction to 13-year-old girls, then you need to step away, step aside. Your mama, your cousin, your sister, they need to stop looking at you like you're their sibling and you're their son, and see you for the monster that you are and get you away from the community. We cannot destroy the lives of little girls just so some desperate women can be laid up with a man for half the night. No, we cannot do that as a people. Not now, not ever. It's time out for all of that. So anyways, Zaniyah, she gets pregnant. They have this text message thread. I don't have the time to give you this entire story on the show, but I will tell you, Google the Zaniyah Harris story on TikTok and you will see all the different elements. But basically, she got pregnant. The 13-year-old girl got pregnant. She and this guy, Jarvis Butts, they're texting. She's telling him, I think I'm pregnant. And he, in effort to try to, stop her from having a baby, he decides that he's going to give her an abortion. He himself is going to give her an abortion. And the reality is he killed her. They have not located her body. And this is one of the most devastating stories that I have ever experienced. Although there's a lot of gruesome things that happen, but let me just say really quickly, I got to get this point out. One of the reasons that this is so devastating to me is because little girls want love. Everybody wants love. Love is a universal thing. There isn't a person, your gender don't matter. Your socioeconomic status don't matter. Where you grew up don't matter when it comes to the desire of love. So when you see a 13-year-old girl who wants love and she's under the impression that a 41-year-old man can give her that, this is why some of you all have to pay your children more attention. You don't pay your 13-year-old daughter no attention. Every time you look at her, every time you talk to her, you're telling her what she isn't. You're speaking to her unkindly. She is running into the arms of grown-up men under the impression that this is what love is. She don't even know how abusive the relationship is. Don't even have the mind to know. Too young to know. So the reality is, so many adults, the sister Miss Williams is telling the truth. So many adults failed her. But I just want to tell you, if you have a daughter or a son, pay attention to them. Have interest in them. I know that the world weighs everybody down and everybody's tired and everybody's stressed out and the taxes are high, but you got to pay attention to your children because they need it. You don't want some pedophile giving your daughter the attention that she needs to feel better about herself. What? No way. And have more in-depth emotional teachings to your children so they can understand when their emotions are misplaced. All right, y'all. I don't want to go too long. I just want to say that, I appreciate you all every time that we connect every morning. Text the word Queens to 87948. Don't forget to sign up at flynubianmoney.com. I just really wanted to connect with you today. I'm going to connect with you tomorrow as well. Of course, I'm hoping that you all have a phenomenal day. And we're going to do this again every go round. We're going to do this. We're going to do it till we can't stop. All right. I'm Madam President with a Z. Don't forget, every morning I'm going to give you real news. I'm going to give you bold truth. And I am 100% politically incorrect.